live pictures coming in from Atlanta. This is an area that a lot of people would know, the 7585 North at 10th Street, right near Atlantic Station. You can kind of see the overpass there. You also see it looks like maybe a truck or something spun around, kind of disabled in the middle. Everyone trying to get around it. A total mess there. The other side of the highway looks okay at the moment, but you can also tell from the headlights that's not just a coating of snow on the roads. That's at least over an inch or so.
And snow really has only just begun within the last hour and a half here in Atlanta, Georgia, and already we've got issues out there on the roadways, perhaps catching some folks off guard, thinking maybe the roads would just start out wet and not stick so quickly. So we do have continuing coverage all night long. We want to go to Jill Goldberg with the Georgia DOT. Jill, we were just looking at that camera shot of the connector there. It's not looking too good.
No, it doesn't look very good right now. It seems like a lot of people were on the roads, even though we've been giving them some warning for several days now to please stay off of the roads and keep them clear. There's like a lot of people thought they'd get home before it started.
And curious, Jill, as far as the other reports, have you heard anything else out of 85? I know there have been a number of accidents already, and this has been backing up traffic. There were a couple cameras that we had seen that didn't look like traffic was moving at all. Are you hearing some of those reports?
We do have a couple of spots that are impassable right now, but we have crews en route to them, and hopefully they will be passable soon. We're experiencing some icy patches around the metro area. In fact, we're working about 6 accidents right now.
Wow. Are the crews already out there, Jill, as far as treating some of the roadways and plowing some of that snow that has accumulated so quickly?
Yes, we pre-treated almost every major area that normally is impacted by this several times, and they continue to go around and they're treating and clearing as quick as possible. Right now we're facing some of that same trouble we had before, where we're having a tough time getting through the traffic that's out there.
It's just an incredible scene. Again, this is a piece of the interstate that almost everybody that ever has traveled through Atlanta is familiar with. As far as, is there any other message you want to hand out to just everybody here in Georgia, as you know, aside from just stay off the roads? Is there anything else you'd like everybody to know?
We're trying to move as quickly as we can to repair everything that's being reported to us. We're sitting here at the Transportation Management Center seeing it too. We're seeing all the roads in Metro Atlanta, and we're aware of problems getting out there as quick as we can. But truly, a big part of it is staying off of the roads, because when we get reports, we can't get to them.
And Jill, Todd and I were just talking a little while ago about how panicked we might be feeling if we were sitting in that traffic, and now the snow is so heavy that it's just going to get worse for these folks who are stuck in that traffic.
It must be nerve-wracking too, and we certainly understand that, and you know, we have empathy for that. We've all been in that situation ourselves, and it stresses you out and makes you a little bit frantic. But please hang in there and drive safely and try to avoid any other accidents while we get there and clear the roads.
All right. Well, Ms. Jill Goldberg with Georgia Department of Transportation, really appreciate you joining us. I know you gave us a lot of great tips leading into this storm, and now, again, just covering what we're dealing with outside right now. Complete mess. If there's any way, if you're watching us now and you're planning on heading out, just, sit back. We'll continue to bring you some great shots. You don't have to drive out there to go find it. You do
not have to go out there and experience it. You know who is experiencing the snow as well as Mike Seidel. Let's join him now in Grenada, Mississippi, where the snow has really stuck to the ground even there in the deep south. Hey there, Mike.
Hey, Kelly, and this is what they should be doing in Atlanta, like here in Mississippi. There is nobody on the roads tonight except a few long-haul truckers. They're staying home. You know, I don't understand why people go out on this. Now, granted, some of those folks in Atlanta may be driving through town, heading down to Florida, or heading north up towards, say, Tennessee, Kentucky, and up towards the Motor City on 75. But this is just what they like out here. This is what they've told people to do, and they're following instructions. And right now, there's one car over there, but I'm looking, and this is a major thoroughfare, and also Interstate 55. I see nothing out here. Now, granted, it's getting later on a Sunday night. One thing we want to show you is live action radar, and there is some better news down south. Look south of Interstate 20. That's the Jackson area south of there. Notice that the precip, the sleet and the freezing rain, has come to an end for the most part. Now, overnight, there may be some light freezing drizzle. Radar doesn't pick that up very well. But the significant precip is now wrapping up as this upper-level system off to our south and west moves on through, and the surface low goes off to our south along the Gulf Coast. So we're going to be in it here in Grenada and Tupelo and up here towards Memphis another 3, 4, 5 hours, but certainly by 5 or 6 in the morning, it's going to be all over with here. But the problem is, as I mentioned, Grenada County has one plow, and they're going to be dealing with Interstate 55 the best they can, trying to keep that open. and then they'll worry about the other roads. Basically, the other roads, you have to wait for it to melt. Temperatures tomorrow will squeak up above freezing, 36, 37 degrees. We're going to have little in the way of sunshine to help us out. It will eventually warm up to 50 or so by the end of the week. Again, power companies heading south to deal with some power outages. We've already heard of those, but the fact that the freezing rain is shutting down, that should help the overall situation in lowering the amount of ice accumulating on trees and eventually power lines. Also, we're not getting a tremendous amount of wind, which can also add insult to injury. Kelly?
All right, Mike, I'm so glad that people heeded the warnings, at least there in Grenada, Mississippi, where nobody is out there tonight. That's definitely good news. We appreciate it.
It really is, certainly. You know, in the Atlanta area seems to be the exact opposite. We're getting all sorts of reports here. Large sections of the interstates just completely blocked due to wrecks. Downtown connector there blocked between I-20 and Langford Parkway. Timing this storm, here's a quick look at it. There's what we're dealing with right now. At least northern Louisiana is already settling down. Into tomorrow, again, even late tonight, we'll start to see some of those snow showers getting up towards Charlotte. First, it has to combat some of the dry air, but once it starts falling, conditions have gone down in Atlanta very quickly. That'll be the same story for Greenville, Spartanburg, much of the upstate of South Carolina, even the northern edge of the Midlands. Just be ready for it. And if you can, just stay off the roads. With all these places that are impassable, you're going to roll right into one of these traffic jams and then just sit there.
Yeah, people are just sitting there now as we look live at I-85-75, the connector. Traffic is a mess. Of course, stay with us. We've got much more. A lot of people